The camera zooms in on Israr, a young Pakistani man in his early 20s, standing in a small kitchen abroad, looking at a pot of boiling water. He fumbles with a cookbook and stares at the ingredients, uncertain. Reflective voiceover. 8 years ago, I left my home in Pakistan to explore a world I had only heard about. At first, it was all about survival. But one thing I didn't expect was to fall in love with something I already knew: food. Isra attempts to cook a simple dish, dal. He burns it and lets out a frustrated sigh. I thought cooking was just a basic skill, something I could do just to get by. Little did I know, this kitchen would become my classroom. Isra is more confident now. He stirs a pot of biryani, a look of intense focus on his face. The spices fill the air, and he smiles as he tastes a spoonful. In the second year, I got better. Biryani became my first real success. I started to realize something. Food was my connection to home. Every meal brought me closer to the memories I thought I had left behind. Israr is now making chapati. The first one he burns, but he laughs it off and starts over. It wasn't easy, and there were many failures. But every burnt chapati, every overcooked curry, only made me more determined. I wanted to master this, to make food the way I remembered it. Isra experiments with different varieties of Pakistani dishes, trying his hand at making seekh kebabs, nahari, and golgappa. He takes notes in a notebook, always improving his methods. I didn't just stick to the basics. I started experimenting, exploring the rich variety of Pakistani cuisine. The challenge was understanding the nuances, how to balance flavors, the right amount of heat, and the perfect texture. Isra is now cooking in a large pot, preparing food for a group of friends. The kitchen is filled with laughter and chatter. He's no longer nervous, but enjoying the process. By the 5th year, I wasn't just cooking for myself anymore. I was cooking for friends, for people who wanted to experience the flavors of Pakistan. That's when I realized food was more than just a necessity. It was a way to share my culture, to create memories. Isra is now using a deep fryer to make samosas. He looks confident, seasoned, and expert in his craft. The samosas come out perfectly crisp. By now, I had become obsessed with perfection. The secret to making the perfect samosa, or the ideal halim. It was all about patience, precision, and a love for the art of cooking. Isra is seen cooking with new ingredients from around the world, blending them with traditional Pakistani recipes. He is a fusion of cultures now, experimenting with his craft. He tastes a bite and nods in approval. The 7th year was a turning point. I realized I wasn't just following recipes anymore. I was creating my own versions. Pakistani food with a twist, using ingredients from all over the world. Isra stands before a beautifully prepared feast, a variety of Pakistani dishes and fusion creations. He looks proud as he sets the table, ready to share with a group of friends. 8 years. It seems like a long time, but in that time, cooking has become more than just a skill. It's become a passion, a part of who I am. I've turned my failures into lessons and my successes into traditions.